This is called The Disturbing Fall of YouTube's Creepiest Kid. I don't know how to say that. Zazeph, the girl hugger. I think I've seen some of the stuff, and that's by, was it wavywebsurf? I can't say names. I'm really stupid. Bro, I remember this kid, and he got a hug. And then I think he got an STD. I don't know. I don't remember the specifics of what happened.
I want to tell you something that happened to me today. I got hugged.
To be honest with you, not even trying to be rude, he sounds like he might have like autism or something. And that's not me criticizing him as much as it's saying like there does seem to be a trend of people on the internet kind of either not understanding people with like intellectual disabilities or even bullying people with intellectual disabilities. It happens a lot. YouTube, Mr. Beard, have a good one, brother.
By a girl.
This is a YouTuber known as Zazeph. He's famous for being a RuneScape addicted nerd amongst other things. But how did he go from getting hugged by a girl to this?
He was arrested after trying to meet up with a 13-year-old girl for sexual activity. Officers arrested the 22-year-old on suspicion.
Oh my God, what the fuck? He grew up. Jesus Christ.
Of arranging and going to a meeting with a minor for the purpose of lewd and lascivious behavior.
Zazeph is really one of YouTube's least talked about tragedies. He was a creator essentially famous for being an incel. He often talked about topics like loneliness and how he wanted to get a girlfriend, even going as far as filming himself approaching random women in public and asking them out.
I'll check out that Instagram video after this.
Aw, dang it.
Zazeph's willingness to make himself the butt of the
Is he joking with the cadence in his voice? Like, is that actually how he talks, or is he just like pretending to talk about it like that? I wonder.
Joke led many to think he was participating in some sort of Andy Kaufman-esque trolling, but the reality of who exactly Zazeph was lied somewhere in between genuine and troll, a blurry gray area of sorts where Zazeph's genuine emotions were masked by the seemingly ironic YouTube character he portrayed.
Oh, so it's a character, so he probably doesn't have a disability. Is that what it is? I don't know enough about him to like make that prescription. Okay.
From hugging a girl to registered offender, this is the tragic downfall story of Zazeph. I want to give a big thanks to Surfshark VPN for sponsoring today's video. Surfshark is a VPN app that works across all of your devices, protecting your IP and data. When using Surfshark VPN, your browsing activity will watch a show.
Go check out the Surfshark VPN.
Using code WAVY at checkout. Big thanks to them. Now let's get on to the story.
Here is my Game Boy.
Zazeph, real name Alexander Rudenko, opened his first YouTube channel at the age of 12.
Wow.
Early videos portrayed Alex as this sort of gaming-obsessed kid, dorky yet likable. In these early videos, he candidly talked about a variety of tech and gaming interests, from new Windows operating system releases to handheld gaming consoles he had, and of course what would become his signature game, RuneScape.
RuneScape, I've been playing it for quite a while now.
For me, it's World of Warcraft, guys. It's just hard to get into things like Lost Ark because I have no real friends to play with, so the struggle is real. I have to make a streaming friend that's like plays games like that with a community, because I just like the biggest problem with like MMOs is like having people to play with, and then like, you know, obviously it gets a little difficult because they're like things that like you need to have friends to play with, you know.
And RuneScape is just a very fun game. If you don't know where it is, I recommend you go play right now.
RuneScape would eventually begin to consume Alex's life, with him essentially spending every waking hour not at school playing the game. We've all been—
Bro, just let me tell you something, man. It's not even that. It's worse than that. When I remember playing WoW in high school, bro, it is like a large contributor to why I dropped out of it. Just dropped out. Like, it was bad. I mean, I remember getting addicted. And I would play all the time when I wasn't at school, and then I came off my Ritalin, right? Because I have ADHD. That was rough, right? And then what ended up happening, bro? I got fucking addicted. I dropped out. I was a straight A like honor student, and like I fucking ended up like I didn't even drop out. I just kind of stopped going to class, playing video games. And I had a single mom who worked really hard, and you know she loved me, and she never stopped. So it was difficult for her to get me to go to school. And then like even though I didn't really go to school for like 2 years, I would go to some classes just to hang out with friends. I could still have graduated on time because I was like so ahead, but I just didn't care. And I ended up dropping out and getting my GED. Like, what a dumb asshole I am, bro. What a fucking regrettable situation.
In there. But there are some consequences that come associated with being a closeted shut-in. The issue is that girls, well, they really just don't want anything to do with you, man. Straight up. And with that being said, eventually Alex would begin posting videos to his channel where he expressed that he was having struggles with getting a girlfriend.
Valentine's Day is probably one of the worst holidays in the world, because Valentine's Day, it pretty much sucks all the way, and it just makes me very angry.
He obsessively documented both positive and negative interactions he had with girls in the real world. The most infamous of these early videos was Alex's video entitled "I Got Hugged by a Girl." In this video, he delightfully reveals to his viewers that he got hugged by his female cousin. It was a groundbreaking accomplishment for him.
I want to tell you something that happened to me today. I got hugged by a girl. She is pretty hot, might I add. She was my cousin, and she wanted a hug, so I just hugged her. And I'm just getting luckier and luckier with girls every day.
Unsurprisingly,
dude, is he trolling or is he serious? Dude, get out of here. I can't believe that. Wait, hold on. I know exactly what to do. What's up, bitch? You want to fight me? Kick your ass. Let's see R2D2B Django Fett. Boom, donezo.
This ridiculous video actually ended
up...
Yeah,
I wonder if that's real or if it's a character. Because, like, dude, it's... I know this is, like, weird. Nice. It's, like, bizarrely... It's so weird. I wonder if it's, like, real or not. I don't know. It's just fucking bizarre.
Going viral on YouTube and brought Zazef some new followers in the process. These newfound followers found this kid interesting. Many were unsure if Zazef was genuine or if he was trolling in his video for comedic
I don't know.
effect. Whatever the case, he came off as this lovable nerd.
Wait, so did we ever confirm he's trolling? Because if not, to me it suggests that people thought that was so weird that they were like, oh, this is really weird, so he has to be trolling. But I feel like he was probably he was like, yeah, my cousin's hot. Which is like really bizarre, but he's like 12, so it's like, okay, it's whatever. And they're like, but that's so weird. There's no way that he's being serious. You know what I mean? So I don't know.
That folks just couldn't help but root for, kind of like a McLovin type character, if you know what I'm saying. Viewers wanted Alex to score and get a girlfriend, so they stuck around to watch his future efforts at doing exactly that.
And then I just tapped her on the shoulder a little bit, you know, a little playful tap. And then what happened was she said, "Oh, don't touch me!" And then she, with her water bottle, she spilled the water on me, and I was all wet, and everything was wet. Even my camera was wet. Yeah, I guess.
Why the fuck did he have a camera?
I can't really get a good girlfriend now.
Around the time of Alex finishing high school around 2013, he began to talk less about RuneScape and almost exclusively discussed his interactions with girls on his second YouTube channel, Zazeph. And this is where stuff begins to get weirder and the lines between genuine and trolling really start to blur. In videos like "She Didn't Want to Be My Valentine" and "I Poked Her and She Deleted Me," Alex can be seen clearly engaging in some self-deprecating humor here, making fun of himself for not being able to get a girlfriend. Sort of brush.
So like, but there's a difference between making fun of yourself for not being able to get a girlfriend and having a trolling character. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds like this is really him, a really fucking awkward incel, potentially with like some kind of autism, that like has really bad interactions with girls. Huh.
Pushing it off as this funny thing. He did this by making up fake stories about getting rejected and seemingly playing into the viewer's notion.
How do you know that they're fake? I wonder, how do we know that they're fake?
And that he was a creep for comedic effect.
Hi, I'm pretty sure you already noticed, but
did he say it?
I don't have a Valentine yet. I saw this girl and I came up to her and then I said, "Hey, you want to be my Valentine?" And then she was just laughing at me. And she laughed at me and she said, "No." "What? Come back here, please." And then she came back here. And then I got out my knife and I stabbed her in her boob. When a girl
okay. Well, I guess then, yeah, that's definitely not real. Okay. I guess that's how you know. I mean, maybe he really did that. I don't think so, though. Okay. I wonder why he would say that. So the reason that I bring that up is because, like, there's a difference between me making up a fake story like that and him, somebody else potentially doing that. I wonder if he made up that story that was more in, like, this way where it's like, oh, maybe he did it because he thought it would be, like crazy and funny, or maybe he did it because those are his thoughts. Like, maybe those are his actual, like, intrusive thoughts where he, like, kind of hates women so much because they keep rejecting him that he's like, I want to stab them. So it's, like, a funny story, but it comes from, like, this real place almost.
To me, my heart goes like, Yeah, yes.
Zazeph constantly seemed to shift from comedic troll to socially inept weirdo. It was extremely difficult to pin down the exact truth behind this persona that was being presented. And as he got older and more brazen in his videos, the lines blurred even further and his true emotions even more obfuscated. In 2014, Alex created a prank series on his channel that heavily played into the theme of him being an incel. These pranks would involve him going out in public and filming himself asking women out, with pickup lines submitted by his own comment section. While at times funny, these pranks more often than not came off as uncomfortably weird and at times harassment.
I almost raped a girl in Six Flags because she hugged me. Is your mom single? I like older women.
Oh, good for you.
Oh, is she single?
No.
Okay. You give my rocket power.
What's that?
My rocket power?
Okay, what does that mean?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No,
And why don't you know?
I don't know. It just means something.
That means something that you and your buddies have an inside joke on?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Alright. I just have one question. Can I Squirtle on them Jigglypuffs?
What?
Can I Squirtle on them Jigglypuffs?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Like, do you have Jigglypuffs I can Squirtle on?
Do you think that if he was handsome, people would have had better reception to what he was saying? I'm just being honest with you. I mean, it's harassment. He's being a fucking scumbag, but like, you think? I don't know, bro. Like, is this a character, or does he just think this is funny because he's a fucking incel that like doesn't respect women, and he's like, yeah, what do you want me to say? Do you want me to harass these women in public? You know?
I've lost my virginity. Can I have yours?
No.
Okay.
But just when Alex had you thinking he was a full-blown weirdo with these catcalling videos, he would upload some sort of self-aware, self-deprecating video to his channel that would lead you back to thinking that this whole persona he was playing was an act, a troll,
Like
or
what?
some
You gotta
sort
show
of
me
bit
the
of
video.
satire.
Show it.
Like, the guy had a running joke of comparing himself to Elliot Rodger, and he made various other incel jokes about himself. He had to be self-aware to some extent, right?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you already know this, but my name is Zazeph Rogers.
Elaborate troll or genuine, the
Yeah, I you know what it is? Like, I know what it's like to be a troll. I feel like there was this character, his persona. He seems like he as a person was like not able to really get women because he was like off-putting for some reason, right? For whatever reason it is. And then he just like plays into it, and it's like a funny internet meme. It's like, yeah, I'm an incel, haha, and like you start to like kind of like fucking hate women for not wanting to fuck you, like true incel with a little bit of comedy. But I don't think it's necessarily a character. I think it's an exaggeration version of himself, like me. Like, I'm not a character, but I exaggerate some things for like fun, like when we have fun on the internet. Like, I'll say some dumb weird shit, right? And that's, but it's not. I wouldn't classify it as a character. I feel like people are trying to classify it as a character to try to make sense of it, because they're like, how could somebody be this fucking like obnoxious, you know what I mean? But I think that's like, some people are just bad, shitty people, you know?
The answer to that question would remain ambiguous for some time.
Basically, I don't have a date for Valentine's yet, so will you be my girlfriend?
No.
There you go. Thank you. Well, now I'm back home. That did not go very good, but I'm not giving up. I'm not gonna give up, because that was just my first time ever, so I'm just gonna keep trying, you know? It gets better with practice.
In 2016, Zazeph's bizarre antics caught the attention of Leafy Is Here, the mega popular reaction commentator from the time. Leafy would initially mock Zazeph in his video, The Most Savage Man on the Entire Internet.
I'm pretty sure you already know this, but I'm getting ready to start my weekly tradition again of asking a girl out every single week.
What is up with these fucking dudes that always feel the need to be like fucking 2 inches away from their camera?
This video not only made fun of Zazeph, but brought thousands of new subscribers to his channel in the process. Followers initially sent by Leafy came to hate on Zazeph, but they ended up sticking around, wanting to keep up with the antics of this self-admitted incel YouTuber.
I work out, so Leafy, do you want some of this?
Wow, incredible.
I've been working out for the past year and a half by now, and like I work out and I go and talk to girls. Leafy doesn't do any of those things. So
after a brief back and forth between
Thanks for $2 on 143 bunny. My beard is better than Keem's beard. Papa Gut's beard better than Keem's beard. Also want to play PS4 together. I'm just using my computer right now with the PS4 controller, to be honest with you, but maybe.
Zazeph and Leafy, Zazeph would double down and continue with his pickup line videos and became more brazen with other prank videos where he runs into businesses while loudly yelling in a blatant effort to disturb the peace and piss people off.
Where are you? Hurry beyond! Cool!
Wow, incredible.
But behind all the spectacle involved with the pranking and trolling, there was an ever-present frustration in Alex, a frustration caused by his loneliness and inability to get a girlfriend. In 2018, Alex would create a somber video called The Truth About Me.
Looks like he created a character. He created like a fucking emo character, and we all know every emo person in the world is a predator. That's true. It's an objective fact, and you know.
In which he addressed these very issues.
I really am trying to get a girlfriend, guys. Like, it's hard. I never had a girlfriend before. To this day, I have never had a girlfriend before, and it's just hard for me, you know. I'm over here playing RuneScape right now on my computer. In case you didn't know, it's I don't know, man. It's a tough life. I'm just trying to make it in this world. RuneScape's all that I got right now. Just, you know, mining on RuneScape, and that's all I have.
Okay. At this point, Alex appeared desperate for a girlfriend, like desperate to where it was really causing him a lot of mental anguish. Hell, he even made a video on his Zazeph channel essentially begging girls to message him on Instagram if they were interested in meeting up with him in real life.
But have you ever wanted to be my girlfriend? Well, now's your chance. So send me a direct message, and then with your application, make sure you include your like the city you live in, or the state and city you live in, or just the city, or just the state, just so I know where you live. And it's I'm not stalking you, but just so I know if you can like meet up in real life and then like be an actual boyfriend and girlfriend, because in the end that's the best one. So yeah, so do it now.
It's just kind of sus, you know? Alex's documentation of himself trying to get a girlfriend started off as this innocuous sort of experiment that people were willing to support. But as he got older and the failures compounded on themselves, it morphed into something more akin to a creepy obsession. And unfortunately, you'll soon find that a series of events would unfold that revealed Zazeph was apparently willing to go to disturbing lengths in his quest for female companionship. In 2018, Zazeph began actively live streaming his efforts to pick up girls in his local area on YouTube. These disruptive live streams ended up getting the attention of the local police. In a video uploaded on April 17th of 2018 called I Got Swatted by the Police, Zazeph suggested that law enforcement was actually investigating him under grounds of sexual harassment, even saying that they showed up to his house and went through his internet browsing history.
Yesterday I got swatted by the cops because of my live streams. They knocked on my door, asked me what am I doing with my live streams, and they told me I can't be sexually harassing girls and stuff. They said that I can get arrested for what I'm doing. I never sexually harassed anyone. They looked through my computer, they looked through my phone, and they looked through my iPod Touch, and they were asking me.
Well, you are kind of like sexually harassing girls when you're asking them to see your rocket and stuff. You know what I mean? You might think it's lighthearted, but like that is harassment, and people do have they are entitled to not being constantly fucking harassed. So.
Porn do I watch? Do you have any rape fantasies and stuff? So they were trying to like.
Is that what he asked them if they have any? They asked them if they have any rape fantasies. Bro, stop. That's fucking insane.
For like having rape fantasies. I don't even have rape fantasies, okay?
Oh, they asked him if he did.
Just because I watched a video on Pornhub where a girl got forced by a bunch of guys does not mean I have rape fantasies. They're trying to do all that they can to.
Oh, I see. So like, since he harasses women in public, and then they're trying to like put together like a profile, like okay, if he's sexually harassing women in public, and he likes like rape porn, then he might be like a fucking piece of shit. I will say though, bro, like so a lot of people do have like CNC type fetishes. You know, that's just life, brother. As long as you don't, as long as it's all consensual, that's what it's consensual, not consent. As long as everything's consensual, like, you know, you're an adult, you're doing your thing, like, whatever, bro. Just gotta be careful with that kind of stuff, but, you know, it's just an adult relationship sometimes.
Making live streams, but I don't think I'm gonna stop, okay? Because I'm not doing anything illegal, and they know that, because if I was, they would have arrested me.
While somewhat shaken, Zazeph appears to shrug off law enforcement's interest into his activities, and he would continue to livestream and make unwanted advances on women throughout the month of April. But in May, these streams from Zazeph stopped, and he seemingly vanished from the internet out of nowhere. Why? Well, Zazeph got arrested. This arrest would not only end the Zazeph antics on YouTube, but forever change the way the internet looked at this once innocuous incel.
And is arrested after trying to meet up with a 13-year-old girl for sexual activity.
Jesus.
The two met over social media, but little did he know he was actually meeting meeting up with an undercover Roseville police officer.
Roseville police confirm a tip about this popular YouTube channel where they say it appears the man makes sexually inappropriate comments to multiple young girls, sparked an undercover operation.
That was one of the pieces that led us into starting a further investigation on this individual.
He says Rudenko made plans online to meet a 13-year-old girl in person for sex, but when he arrived at the agreed meeting spot, he found out that 13-year-old girl was really an undercover detective.
And this individual obviously had something in mind that he was trying to meet with underage girls for sexual activity.
Yep, apparently Zay.
I mean, what a scumfuck. It is interesting to think, though, like, why? Was he a pedophile, or did he just feel like no girl would talk to him? So he's like, yeah, I'll to talk with the first person who says anything. And they happen to pose as like a 13-year-old. Because I wonder if the cops were like, oh, I'm actually a fucking 19-year-old. If he would have been like, oh, cool. You know? I'm just curious. And then it gets into the conversation about when you trap people like this, and I don't really care because like you're fucking shouldn't be trying to meet up with like kids, you scum piece of shit. But it gets into an interesting conversation about how like the person the adult posing as the kid, like they like come off like I wonder if they come off as more adult, you know? I don't know. Or like if it was a regular 13-year-old, because a lot of times they can get a little pushy to try to get you to meet up, obviously to catch you because you're a fucking pedophile piece of shit. But then it gets into the conversation of like, oh, if they didn't push you to hang out, like a 13-year-old probably wouldn't push to hang out. And if there's like a lot of times people in these situations, they're like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this. I guess I'm speculating because maybe he did, maybe he was totally in for it. But sometimes people are like, I don't know if I want to do this, and then they're like, oh no, we should do it. The 13-year-old pushes, you know. But that's just me fucking, you know, just thinking about the situation. The only reason I think of it like that is because like, what happens if he gets away with it, and then he's like, oh, now I know what to do to try to like go after 13-year-olds. I don't know. It's like it's a fucking whole weird conversation of.
Zazeph was arrested for messaging and attempting to meet up with a minor that he had contacted on social media. This alleged meetup resulted in him falling right into a police sting operation and getting a felony sex offense charge in the process. It's a situation not all too different than what we saw in the EDP 445 case. The only thing.
Well, yeah, if you compare it to EDP, and EDP's a scumbag because he was constantly trying to talk to young people. But one of the things I noticed is that there was a hesitation in his actually wanting to go through with meeting this, like the supposed 13-year-old. But the person kept pushing, and a normal 13-year-old wouldn't have pushed, most likely. So like you have a person who's posing as 13, but they're really an adult, being like, oh, we should hang out, and it's like, okay, but do you think that, like, if it was an actual 13-year-old, do you think that they would have actually gotten together, you know? Or do you think that, like, you know, what the hell was that? It's just like a hard speculation. You know what I mean? Thank you so much for the $5 from Camille. Camille? I don't know if I'm saying that right. I don't want to. Oh, you're quoting me that I said I don't make any rash decisions. I'm testing YouTube, bro. I'm testing. I haven't dual streamed yet. That's the thing I don't want to make a rash decision on. Is dual streaming.
Different about this is there were actual police involved and there was actually an arrest. This was quite the shocking turn of events. Yes, Alex often came off as desperate for female attention, but many people at the time had just played all of this off as it was him trolling. And the people that did think he was desperate for real, they didn't think he was this desperate. YouTube comments from the time show reactions from former fans, with some suggesting that it was bound to happen sooner or later, some expressing just general disappointment, and others memeing on the situation. In the wake of the arrest and charges, Alex was jailed, given 4 years probation, and had to register as a sex offender. Nobody would have new updates about Zazeph until 2019. This is an alleged correspondence with Zazeph that has been shared to the internet from an anonymous fan. What happened, man? You good? Cops set me up. Been in jail for a year. Got to register for life and probation for 4 years. How long have you been out? Is the channel done? Looks like it's done. The probation officer recommended I delete Instagram and YouTube so I don't accidentally talk to anyone under 18. So you're allowed social media still? Yeah, but he said they shouldn't have allowed that. But it is allowed, and I'm not really going to use it in case I accidentally talk to an underage person.
Well, I mean, like, how do you accidentally talk to an underage person? Like, confirm their age? Oh, you know what, though? Sometimes people might lie about that. Actually, considering they know his past now, people might be like, oh, I'm 18. And then, like, it turns out they're, like, 14. And then he goes to jail regardless. It doesn't matter the context around it because he should have been, the smarter operating party, you know?
You gonna upload any kind of update before the channel goes or no? I'm just gonna keep the channel live as a piece of history. And consistent with that last message, the Zazeph channel is still live, yet dormant. The last activity.
And now, this person Zazeph actually came back under a different channel name. And that channel name is Mr. Girl. I'm just kidding.
being a post that was uploaded days before Zazeph's fateful arrest in May of 2018. Zazeph is still around on YouTube though, in a limited capacity. On the channel Zazeph Live, Alex has a handful of streams where he plays Duel Links and RuneScape, providing virtually no commentary in these streams. It's a shell of what Zazeph was back in those pickup line prank days, and perhaps that's for the better. The story of Zazeph truly is one of YouTube's least talked about tragedies in my view. Alex was a uniquely entertaining YouTuber. He was goofy yet likable, a true underdog trying to achieve the goal of getting a girlfriend.
I don't know, man. It seemed like there was the incel was deep in this guy, and you guys tried to write it off as a joke. I don't know.
It's not only a funny channel concept, but it's a cause that anybody can root for. Everybody wants the nerd to, you know, get a girl and be happy.
They get
but as
some
time went
pussy.
on, it appears to me that this was less of a joke and more of a creepy obsession that was influencing Alex's questionable activities both on camera and behind the scenes. It would be disingenuous to say that Alex wasn't trolling at times, but I think he was often more serious when talking about his personal struggles in videos than many assumed. Alex was a troubled guy that needed help, and unfortunately, it appears that nobody around him was able to intervene.
If you're like a girl viewer of mine, then please add me, because I just wanted to maybe talk to you, and maybe if you live in my area, you can come visit me, we can be friends.
And that, my friends, was the tragic downfall of Zazeph. Let me know what you guys thought about this video down below in the comments section, slap like on the video, and of course, let me know who or what you want me to talk about next. I want to give a major shout out to my patrons. I appreciate
all right,
you
guys. Somebody make a rise and fall of Papa Gut. That would be great. All right, interesting video. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and another special shout out to all my Patreon and Twitch subs. If you'd like to support this channel further than you already have by just watching the video alone, go down to the links below where you can sub on my Patreon, which will allow you to get your name on this beautiful black wall. Or you can go to the Twitch page and you can actually use a free Amazon Prime sub, if you have Amazon Prime, to subscribe. Thank you very much, guys. Take care.